Okay, so we're at access point number 4, Algonquin Park. This is Rain Lake behind me, and we're heading into Islet Lake, which is about, well, we've got 4.5 kilometers along Rain Lake, and then we'll do our first portage. I believe it's about 900 meters, and our first paddle is about 4.5 kilometers. So it's a bit of a cloudy day, but apparently the weather's supposed to clear up, so it should turn out to be quite nice. So Rain Lake's the first lake you come to at Access 4 in Algonquin Park. It's a well-established lake and quite popular. The campsites are well maintained. The lake itself is about 8.5 kilometers from end to end. And it seems like it doesn't matter which direction we're traveling, we always seem to run into a headwind. So we're on the portage from Rain Lake to Hot Lake, and it's, how far is it?
750 meters.
750 meters. And we've already got the canoes in one pack over there, so we're just finishing up. And yeah, this is what it looks like. It's not that bad. At the beginning, there's quite an incline. Stairs were built in, kind of stairs, steps up. And that makes it kind of easier going up the first hill, and then the rest of it's just, you know, typical portage ups and downs and marshy or wet areas, but it's good. Okay, so let's continue on. The next lake along our trip was Hot Lake. It's a small lake and probably only 0.5 kilometer to cross. There aren't any campsites on Hot Lake, so travelers need to plan ahead and either plan to stay on Islet Lake or Rain Lake as they travel through.
So we're in the middle of our second portage in between Hot Lake and Islet.
Islet!
Islet. We're going to Islet, we're going to set up camp and get ready for Thanksgiving dinner.
After spending half the day traveling to the park, and then another few hours paddling in, we were cold and tired, and looking forward to setting up camp and having a hot meal, and just relaxing for the rest of the evening. second day of any trip seems to be when I start to really relax and my body and mind begin to unwind. The next day it was a cold day in the park, and it took a bit to get us up and out of our tents. After getting up, we soon discovered that we were guests to a very curious chipmunk who was fearless enough to come in and join us. The eastern chipmunk is common throughout the region and lives in open deciduous forests and at the edges of woodlands. It's a common sight and a regular to most campsites in the park. They're a cute little critter and can provide plenty of entertainment around the camp. Despite how cute these little guys are, we need to remind ourselves that they are still wildlife. And as much as we might want to try to attract them and get them closer and maybe even eat out of our hands, the rule is you should never feed wildlife of any kind. So we're out on Islet Lake, and it's morning. We've had
Islet or Islet?
It's Islet.
Islet?
Totally Islet.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've it's morning. We've gotten up. We've gotten breakfast and coffee. Cut some wood.
Found the mother load of wood. Great big deadfall tree, about this big around. Luckily, you had the Boreal 21 here.
We'll see if he can put it together right.
Had a little trouble this morning.
Blades backwards, dude.
There we go. There we go. Inch it in there. Oh.
See how easy it goes together?
And that'll go through a big log like warm butter. Beauty. Boreal 21. I'll never leave home without that again.
So anyhow, we Islet Lake, and was looking at Jeff's map, and there's a spot here. It says that at the north end of the lake there's a 45-meter portage, extremely steep, and plan on it taking at least 30 minutes. So we're kind of curious to see how a 45-meter portage can take half an hour, so we're gonna go check that out.
I think I can do it in 25.
Okay, here we are. We're at the north end of Islet Lake and at the 45-meter portage that is supposed to take half an hour. Truthfully, we don't really know why it would take half an hour.
Morning, Jay.
Morning. Well, it's our last morning here on Islet Lake, and yeah, it's pretty good. It's very cold last night, cold right now, so we're just having a cup of coffee. What'd you think of the lake?
That's a nice little lake.
There you have it. It's a nice little lake. Yeah.